Let me take you on a journey. Found rum's dirty little secret. It's not rum, it's Campesino.
We really looked at a wine that would go well for people who are pursuing an active and healthy lifestyle.
Gin and tonic in an 8-ounce can.
This is the story of Tamarello, the first American-made tamarind liqueur.
Du Nord is a place where people feel safe, where they feel welcome, where they feel wanted.
We wanted to create a real wine for real people.
We developed and pioneered a whole category. We are honoring history and challenging tradition in all the spirits that we create. Cheers.
Now, I'm going to tell you how the magic works. Using this unique and unrepeatable pieces of art.
Hello, and welcome to the championship event for the 2021 WSWA Brand Battle Tournament. This is the alcohol industry's premier pitch competition. My name is Michelle Korsmo, and I'm the president and CEO of the Wine and Spirit Wholesalers of America. So thrilled to be here today and have these great brands that are already winners in each of their own categories so that we can come together to crown the 2021 Brand Battle champion. WSWA's Wine and Spirit Wholesalers are so pleased to have been able to bring you this great event all summer long, showcasing wonderful brands, as well as the thought, the examination, and the partnership that wholesalers bring to the relationships that they have with brands that they seek to get to markets. America's Wine and Spirit Wholesalers work hard to bring the best brands to your local retailer and your favorite bars, restaurants, and grocery stores. Importantly today, before we get going, I want to thank our tournament sponsors who have made Brand Battle 2021 possible. First, I want to thank 750 Beverage Media Group. 750 Beverage Media Group is the WSWA tournament media partner who has highlighted the tournament all summer long and has been engaging with the contenders and the winners throughout the summer. 750 Beverage Media has been a longtime supporter of WSWA and its various programs, and we are so thankful for their continued support. Our other tournament sponsors include Beverage Brand Ambassador Academy, The Cocktail Guru, London Essence, Gap Promotions, and the Wine Industry Network. Thank you to everyone for helping make this tournament possible. Today, you will be hearing from our 9 tournament finalists who will spend a few minutes each presenting information about their products. After each presentation, the judges, who are wholesalers from WSWA member companies, will have a few minutes to ask questions and provide feedback. I encourage all of you watching to add your own questions and thoughts in the chat box at the bottom of the screen. We will work to answer the questions that come through during the tournament. It's great to have interaction from those of you who are watching and hear your thoughts and questions as the tournament progresses. At the end of today's competition, we will crown our 2021 Brand Battle champion from our judges' votes, and also our 2021 People's Choice champion, who's selected by you, our virtual audience, tuning into today's competition. Today's tournament is an exciting culmination of the work that was started back in April when our selection committee reviewed the many entrants to determine which companies would compete in the 8 category tournaments that took place every Tuesday this summer. Today, those category winners are here with us so we can choose the best of this year's tournament. Thank you so much to all of you for participating and for making this such a tremendous success and really a lot of fun every Tuesday. Now, I would like to introduce our esteemed panel of judges. Together, this group of wholesalers represents businesses varying in size from across the country and bringing over 100 years of combined industry expertise in the wine and spirit industry. These leaders are always looking for the next up-and-coming brand, and let me introduce them to you today. First up, from Southern Glazer's Wine and Spirits, we have EVP and GM for the Craft Collection Luxury Spirits Division, Ray Lombard. Ray drives the strategy for Southern Glazer's craft and luxury spirits portfolio. In addition, Mr. Lombard manages craft spirit supplier onboarding, contracts, management, marketing, and performance. Ray, it's been great having you with us this summer and nice to see you again.
Pleasure to be here.
Next, we have Drew Levinson. Drew is Vice President, Business Development for Breakthrough Beverage Group. Drew oversees the national strategy, brand vetting, and execution of the emerging and craft brand segment of the Trident division, which operates in 14 states and Canada. Trident is dedicated to leveraging expertise and brand stewardship in the pursuit of accelerated growth for emerging and craft spirits within the Breakthrough Beverage portfolio. Welcome back as a judge, Drew.
It's great to be here, Michelle. Thank you.
Thank you. Chris Underwood is the current WSWA board chairman. He is our next judge. Chris has dedicated his career working for Young's Market Company, one of the largest wine and spirit distributors in the US. Chris started working in the warehouse in 1996, and his current role is Board of Managers of RNDC West, formerly Young's Market Company. Chris, as you can imagine, is a very active member of WSWA and has been a terrific chairman this year. We welcome your input and experience as a judge. I know you've done this in person, Chris, and great to have you do it virtually.
Happy to be doing it again. Thanks, Michelle.
Our next judge is the Chief Operating Officer from Best Brands, Inc., Ryan Moses. In this role, Ryan actively seeks and finds new supplier partners along with managing the day-to-day operations of the company and its strategic direction. As a fourth-generation business owner, Ryan understands the importance of continuing a family legacy and continual evolution as the marketplace and consumer choices change over time. Thank you so much for coming back, Ryan. Great to have you.
Thank you. Excited to be a part of it.
Please welcome next Cheryl Murphy-Dursey. Cheryl managed wholesale sales for her family's 80,000 case winery for over 17 years. In June of 2016, she started LibDib, the first alcohol distributor and technology company to offer a 3-tier compliant web and mobile-based platform. Cheryl has a full understanding of the industry and issues regarding alcohol distribution in the US. She's passionate about evolving the current system by offering all wineries and distilleries an opportunity to sell their products to the businesses that want them. She's truly entrenched in the industry, having sat on several boards, including the California Sustainable Wine Association and Free the Grapes. I look forward to hearing your feedback and questions again, Cheryl.
Thanks so much for having me, Michelle.
The final judge for me to introduce today is Troy Clark. Troy is the founder and co-owner of 1224 Cocktails, the director of mixology and spirits education for Martinetti Companies. Oh, excuse me, and the director. Troy, you have so many hats. I have to get them all correct. But where I met with Troy was when he was working in his role as the director of mixology and spirits education for Martinetti Companies. Troy's also served as the president of the United States Bartenders Guild, Boston chapter, and he brings over 25 years experience from the restaurant and hospitality industry, ranging from time behind the bar to years of executive food and beverage management and countless hours of continued education in the field. Thank you so much, Troy.
Excited to be back, Michelle. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. So thank you all for participating as judges for today's competition. I look forward to hearing all of your interesting questions and feedbacks. I know I learned so much in the process. Now, I am thrilled to introduce today's host for the remainder of the program, Bill Rancic. Bill has been a part of the WSWA brand battle as a judge in real life in past years and throughout this summer as host of our virtual tournament. Bill is a well-known American entrepreneur and restaurateur. Please welcome Bill, who will introduce today's finalists. So glad to have you, Bill.
I got to tell you, Michelle, it's been a fun summer with you. Hard to believe we're at the finish line, but I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for all the finalists. This is going to be a really cool day. So thank you for having me. And for those of you who've been with us every week, you kind of know a little bit about me. But as Michelle mentioned, I am the co-owner of the RPM Restaurant Group. We have RPM Italian, RPM Seafood, RPM Steak, Pizzeria Portofino, and we have them in Chicago, DC, Vegas coming, and West Palm Beach. So I'm also the co-owner of the Juliana Prosecco brand, which we are in our 4th year, hard to believe. I own it with my wife and my restaurant partners, and we're thrilled to be in that business as well. But enough about me. I am here for you guys, and I'm so proud to host today's championship and crowned the ultimate brand battle tournament champion. So let's get this party started. As you guys know, the brand battle tournament has been so incredibly competitive. The decisions have been very difficult. We have so many unique brands showcasing their products. It's been a great, great summer. And I'm going to start going with the different brands. So representing the vodka and gin category, we have Chris Montana from Denord Social Spirits. Representing the tequila and mezcal category, welcome Rene Paz from Mezcal, Quiereme, Mucho. Did I roll my R's, Michelle? I hope I did. Our RTD category has 2 finalists, Andrew Rodbell from Post Meridiem Spirits, and we have Stefan Rushfar from Romeo's Gin. Hatton Smith is from Campesino. He's our rum finalist. Welcome. Our winner of the wine category is Scott Maybaum from Good Fucking Wine. And we have Heidi Scheid. She is here representing Sunny with a Chance of Flowers, and she is in the low and no alcohol category. We also have Castle and Keys' John Newton, who is our whiskey finalist. And finally, from Tamarello, please welcome back Kevin Fall, who is the judge's choice in the liqueur category. Welcome, everybody. Best of luck to all of you. So we now have the players. Let's get started. Please welcome our vodka and gin category winner, Chris Montana from Denord Social Spirits. Chris, you got 4 minutes. Work your magic.
All right. Well, thank you. And it's an honor to be here and to kick things off. My name is Chris Montana. I'm the owner of Denord Social Spirits in Minneapolis, Minnesota. If you saw our previous brand battle, then you know a little bit about us. I'll recap it. We are America's first Black-owned micro distillery. We also have a foundation that has 2 primary goals. The first is food security. We run the Denord Foundation Community Market. No questions asked. If you're in need, then we will help you out on the food side of things. We give over tens of thousands of pounds of food every month. And then we also have the business incubation and acceleration program, which is focused on getting entrepreneurs of color into both this industry and other food and beverage industries and give them a little bit of an easier road than I had in starting my business. So I'm not going to focus a ton on that. We did that last time. I wanted to talk a little bit about where we are and where we're going. Denord's a small company. We're growing rapidly, but we're a small company. And one of the reasons for that growth is we received a lot of attention in the past 2 years, and we got an opportunity to work with a major airline. And at the end of this month, you'll be able to drink our spirits in the air in all 50 states and international locations. And that's a huge opportunity for us. It's 12 million different times that a bottle's going to hit a table and someone's going to look at it and say, who are these guys? But all those planes are going to land, and in all the places where they land, people aren't going to be able to go and get our spirits. Some they will, some they can't. And so you don't get what you don't ask for. Well, one of the things we're looking for is we're looking for that partner to help us grow. It's part of why we're so excited to be a part of this competition. But also a little bit about that brand. So we are a cause brand. And what that means for us is it's not just about what's in the bottle, it's about what we do with the profits from those bottles. We are a house of brands. We have 5 brands. We're talking about 2 of them today, but I'll just mention the other 3. We have our mixed blood blended whiskey. We have our Cafe Frida coffee liqueur, and we have our pronounced apple liqueur. They're all award-winning in their own right, but the 2 that we're talking about today is our Foundation Vodka and Prominence Gin. So we picked the name Prominence Gin because we wanted a gin that was prominent in the glass. That's our addition to the spirits portfolio. We don't like making what other people already make. I like for my spirits to speak for themselves. And I think that this one does. Hopefully you've had a chance to try it. And you'll agree with me that it's a unique and quality gin, also award-winning. And then there's Foundation Vodka. And we called it Foundation Vodka for a couple of reasons. One, it's the foundation of a quality cocktail. It's a quality vodka. Recently won an award at the American Craft Spirits Associations, but quite literally everyone says that they have a quality vodka. And so that doesn't really set us aside. But the other piece is that and truthfully, all of our spirits help us fund the Denord Foundation. And vodka exists in a space where most people think that it's fungible, that vodka is vodka is vodka. And as a guy who's made vodka for the better part of the last decade, that's hard for me to hear, but it just is fact. And often the way out of that is, you put somebody behind it holding up a bottle who's very pretty, or filter it through diamonds or some other nonsense. I can't offer that. And I'm not interested in that. What we offer people is something different. We say that, your support of this product
30 seconds, Chris, sorry.
And it isn't going to make you look any better, but it is an opportunity for you to support some folks who might be in need, put food on the table of people who are hungry. I've been that kid at that table, but it also is an opportunity to support entrepreneurs of color who want to get to where I am today, to have the opportunities that I have today. And we think that that's a powerful message. We think that that message will sell. And I hope that you agree. Thank you.
I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you so much. Perfect timing as well. So way to manage the clock. Should we bring back our panel of judges for some Q&A? I think we should. We're going to start off with Ray from Southern Glazers. Ray, any questions, any feedback? Take it away.
Sure, Chris. One of the things that are very appealing with Du Nord is your involvement in the proposition of giving back. More and more, the new entrants into the category, be it millennials and Gen Z, who are already of legal drinking age, they look for brands that they identify with, not brands that personify them. So it's you're spot on as far as the whole holistic community involvement approach that you've brought about. As far as your airline program, given the restrictions and so forth, is this a big part of your investment and your marketing tying into the airlines? Because usually there's cost associated with it. And if so, how have you mitigated all the restrictions that are happening? Because a lot of the airlines aren't pouring spirits up in the sky right now.
Yeah, and I wish if we were, maybe 20 days further down the road, I could be much more specific. But we've had those conversations, we had those concerns, and we've been moving ahead full steam. We've already shipped, and so what we've been told is that at least for this particular airline, there's no plans to pull spirits. And while it's obviously a big opportunity, it's not, that's not where the brand is necessarily going to grow. The brand's going to grow on the ground with 750 bottles in individual markets. And we know that, and that's where our investment's going to be as far as our effort within any individual market and also putting people on the ground. I don't expect that little 50 ml bottles are going to tell the story of our brand. I think we have to tell that story. We're just looking for the partner who can help us do that.
Okay. Chris Underwood, I think you have a question.
More feedback than a question. So, Chris, I love the story, and you are a cause brand, as you said, and I like how you still leave that more discoverable with the consumers, and it's not, you want it to lead with the liquid and the actual brand. And your story of being the first Black-owned distillery is incredible, and what you do for the city of Minneapolis is incredible as well with all your foundation. Two things I noticed, I think you went through a package change.
Mm-hmm.
The two bits of feedback I've had are just the pronunciation of the brand. I think, I pronounce it correctly, but some others who have stopped by my office have not. And so I've just noticed that. And then, and it's also, the white part of the label kind of covers up the name.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, I think there's opportunity to emboss it, maybe to make it more bold. But everything else I think is a home run. So I think the name is really good. Du Nord and Tonic, Du Nord and Soda. I'm really passionate about the name. I think it's important to have a good call. And so I think you have that. So congrats.
Great.
Well, thanks, Chris. And the original name of that vodka was L'Etoile, which was almost impossible for people to pronounce. And so we're making some progress there.
Cheryl, we have 30 seconds. So can we get a comment or a quick question in 30 seconds?
Sure. You mentioned people on the ground, and I think you've really built a great story and a great culture. How do you plan to share that with all of your brand ambassadors in those markets?
Well, and I know we don't have much time, but I think that we have to do it a couple different ways, and all of those ways are going to depend on our partners in that area. I don't pretend to have a playbook that's necessarily going to answer every question. We know that this is what distributors do, and they know their own territory. We want to work with them. We're definitely going to have to rely on social media. But in addition to that, there's no substitute on the on-premise and really on the off-premise for us having people going into and actually getting liquid to lips. That's tough to do right now. But that's the plan moving forward, is to do both those things, both in the air, through social, and on the ground.
Well, Chris, thank you so much. Great presentation. And thank you to our judges. Great questions, and certainly appreciate you kicking us off. So we are now going to move on to our second competitor, representing our Mezcal category, Rene Paz from Mezcal, Quiereme, Mucho. And Rene is here to tell us more about his product. Rene, you've got the floor.
Yeah, thanks, Bill and Carrie, Ray, Drew, Cheryl, Ryan, Troy, and Chris. Thanks for your time, and we hope you enjoy your unique Mezcal Quiereme Mucho samples. I would have loved to transmit my participation from La Hacienda Quiereme because I wanted to share with you a little piece of this ancestral place where our history, agave plantations, and the Grandma Distillery are located. Unfortunately, for technical reasons, it was impossible. I'm at La Mezcaleria Quiereme Mucho, which was founded by my cousin Sara Maria as part of our brand. It is located in Huatulco, Oaxaca. First of all, I want to remark that Mezcal is booming. It's a trend rock star among all spirits. Quiereme Mucho means love me a lot. And as we stated, this is the most beautiful bottle in the world because it is a land to retail project grounded on social responsibility, environmental awareness, heritage, and centennial traditions. Today, we are pleased to introduce two of our amazing artists to show this panel how they handcraft every unique bottle. She is Obdulia, and she is Maria Antonia. There are just two of more than 100 artisans from the Quiereme Mucho team and family. They are here to show the world how they perform their art. Each bottle is a piece of art. It has the artist's name printed, and it's painted by their own style and design. It takes 3 days to have the bottle finished, from its base to the final design. So as you can see, they do it manually and applying the Alebrijes technique. Today, they have the opportunity of having a well-paid and stable job, which allows them to stay where they belong with their families and preserve their traditions. Quiereme Mucho offers 4 kinds of agave. Espadín, the most common and famous mezcal. The plant spends around 7 years grounded. Tobala and Quiche, which are wild agaves that spend around 10 to 15 years grounded. And Tepestate, the king of agaves, a wild agave that spends 20 to 30 years grounded. In our hacienda, there are different types of wild agaves that naturally grow in our lands. We have our own tree nurseries, and we employ the insert seeding technique, which means we never deforest our land. We're always planting new agaves to maintain the balance of the ecosystem and the biodiversity. We're also promoters in our land of the bat and the bees colonies to enhance pollination. To conclude, I would like to highlight that our brand heritage and the core of our amazing legacy has 5 family generations and more than 150 years. Quiereme Mucho shines in the off-premise by offering a variety of designs in one product that solely stands out from the rest. Regarding the on-premise, restaurants, hotels, and bars are already personalizing their Quiereme Mucho bottles with their brand, such as the W Hotels in Florida and Chef Jose Andres restaurants around the US, to mention a few. Today, we are launching the Quiereme Mucho's BMG. A BMG is the evolution of QR codes, which use an art design instead of a black and white front that will revolutionize the world forever. It was invented by the Mexican company Materia Arte, which is QM Spirit's commercial partner, and we proudly announce that Quiereme Mucho will be the pioneer, ambassador, and first brand in the industry to apply this awesome tool to promote and share the content of our story through our on and off-premise marketing strategy. For all these reasons, Quiereme Mucho is a unique, authentic, and 100 organic handcraft product with the perfect balance of a beautiful and unrepeatable package and a superb spirit with more than 20 blind tasting awards in the US, among others around the globe. A one-of-a-kind feel and touch and taste brand that stands out not only in its category, but in the industry. And remember, Mezcal is an acquired taste, but a taste worth acquiring. Thanks for your kind attention, and I'm pleased to hear all your questions.
Well, thank you, Rene. I have my bottle right here. I didn't realize the detail and the work that goes into this. So this is really gorgeous. I can't wait to share this with some of my friends. So thank you for a wonderful presentation. We're going to start off with Drew. Drew, can you kick us off with the questions or comments?
Thank you. Rene, congratulations. Really is a spectacular looking package, and to hear your story. So really, for me personally, Mezcal is a product that I've been very personally entrenched with for the past 25 years. And I've watched how it's come from this basically unknown, part of our industry to become a real superstar. And congratulations on what you were doing. I think it's important, and this is something that concerns the greater category of Mezcal, is you hit on it a little bit, and I'd like to know a little bit more about the sustainability piece, the rapid growth and within this space. And when you start talking about wild Tobola Mezcal, how do we balance that as a community, and as when you're down in Jalisco, how do you see that balance happening, and where is that going into the future, and how is Quiereme Mucho part of that process?
Yeah, thank you very much, Drew. Yeah, as you say, I mean, Mezcal is booming and the demand is growing. So something very special that we have done is we have been very, very attentive to our three nurseries. So we're basically focusing on wild agaves. We know the consumers love this kind of product, and obviously as demand grows, we can have a problem in the next years. So I think in Oaxaca, mainly in Oaxaca, that concentrates about 80% of the production of mezcal in Mexico, there are a lot of plantations, new plantations. The people are preparing themselves to try to avoid what happened with tequila around 15 years ago. However, we as a company have been very, very focused on this sustainability, not only on the social part, but also on the environmental. And we have been planting a lot of plants on a yearly basis to try to assure our future.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew.
Ryan, do you have any questions or comments?
Yeah, I have a quick question for you. I mean, the package is beautiful and the juice is really good. I was just sitting here tasting it and looking at the intricacy of the package. What do you see? I mean, do you see a problem as you start growing and really having depletions through the wholesale tier and expansion in the States, of being able to keep up with the kind of rarity and scarcity of the hand-painted bottles?
Yeah, thank you, Ryan, for that question. It's a really good one. Yeah, it happened. Once we won the best in category, our demand grew exponentially, and we had this thing. But fortunately, we have been working for a long time now with whole families of artists, and we have a lot of people trying to get involved in our family and our project. They want to paint bottles, and now we have more than 100 right now working for us. But we're preparing ourselves. We just changed our facility in Oaxaca City to a larger one because we need more space right now, and we are bringing more and more people to paint with us. And right now, in fact, in the main town in Oaxaca, where they paint alebrijes, we are bringing new artists to the family, and I think that's not going to be a problem.
And how long does it take to paint a bottle? What's the average time per bottle?
It takes 3 days. Basically, this is the first stage. I mean, it's like they put the base color, and this is about 1 day, and then they start working on the second stage. So it takes around 3 days to get every single bottle painted.
Wonderful. Well, I gotta cut us off because we got to keep this train rolling here. We got a lot of people to get through today. So Rene, thank you. I love the bottle, and best of luck today. I really appreciate you taking the time. So up next, we have Andrew from Post Meridiem Spirit Company and his winning RTD brand. So Andrew, we got 4 minutes, my friend.
Thank you. Flattered to be here with such amazing brands, and thanks for this competition. I'm Andrew Rodbell, co-founder of Post Meridiem Spirit Company, and I left corporate America, including a long stint at the Coca-Cola Company, to build something new. Post Meridiem makes full-strength cocktails in 100 ml cans with real ingredients. Last time I was here, I talked about the intentionality of how we built this brand, how every decision was in service of cocktails and authenticity, and how we bucked industry trends to create something truly differentiated. While creating delicious cocktails in cute, novel cans seems obvious and effortless, I want to tell you it was truly challenging. To do the right thing, we had to take a no-compromise approach. It required ingenuity, innovation, and commitment. Why real ingredients? Taste. We all have that Mexican restaurant that we'll never go back to because they gave us sour mix instead of real lime juice. We know that 100% real lime juice tastes so much better. And were good ingredients hard to find? Of course they were. We have to import maraschino from Italy. We have to manage a whiskey program. And of course we have to work with our 100% real lime juice. And was our packaging hard to find? Well, yes, we had to scour the globe, but it was something we were really committed to because to do classic cocktails at the right proportions and right strength required this format. And did we want to use a co-packer? Yes, we did. But no one wanted to work with us with our real ingredients, and the can size was so novel. So some people called us crazy, but we created our own canning line. And the benefit of that is that we can control our own supply chain, we can do demand planning on a dime, and we ensure that we have a hands-on quality approach from batch to batch. The result is we feel like we're elevating the ready-to-drink category via authenticity. The cocktails are accessible, and I feel like we've actually invented a whole new category with untapped potential. And now I'd like to spend a little more time talking about our momentum. So in 2017, two old friends started at a WeWork in Midtown Atlanta. We were just in an office sampling bourbon and mapping out our dreams. A little bit later, we got our first warehouse with our pilot canning line. And we've since then graduated to this warehouse, which is 30,000 square feet, with a new canning line that's more automated and can make 15 million cans a year. Gone are our constraints. We started with one distributor locally here in Georgia, and we now have a master service agreement with RNDC to go into any market in which they are served. And we started just a couple local liquor stores, and now we have full distribution in over 5 states and the growing e-commerce business. But the statistic I'm most proud of is the fact that 81% of our accounts have rebought within 1 month. And we feel like we're just getting started. We're launching in more states. We have Texas coming online in just a couple weeks, actually. We, of course, have new cocktails that we're bringing to the market. And so that's a sneak peek. We'll be having some new cocktails coming soon. And we still think there's untapped potential in many new places, including on-premise, especially hospitality and travel. So what's driving our momentum? What's driving our success? Well, we think it's because we do things, we do simple well. And whether it's great taste, recognizable cocktails, real ingredients, novel packaging, ingredient transparency, great POS, a low entry price point of $3.99, all these are functional benefits. But what really gets the core of what we do is that we're proud to create something for people that mark the time of day where you move from work to play, from their time to my time. Our name, Post Meridiem, reflects that. It's the long form of PM, as in afternoon, as in time for a drink. We think the perfect ritual is to shake the can, pour over ice, and mark that PM moment. So we're excited to be scaling up. Like many in the RTD category, we're really glad to be at the convergence of all these major trends driving people to this category. Our job is to work hard every day. We make the most authentic canned cocktail there is, and we feel like we're delivering on the promise of making bar quality cocktails as accessible as beer and wine, anywhere, anytime, without compromise.
Well, Andrew, congrats on all of your success. It sounds like you guys are ready to head to the moon. So that's very exciting. But right now we got to head to some Q&A. So we're going to have Chris start us off. Chris, take it away.
Well, Andrew, congratulations, and congratulations on your distribution arrangement with the company I'm a part of, RNDC. I absolutely, well, if I was one at RDC that was deciding, I certainly would have had the same sentiment in bringing this brand on. I just think it's got tremendous potential. And I love what you've done with it. It's very upfront. It's transparent in the ingredients. It's bold. I absolutely fell in love with this 74 proof old fashioned. I'm like, God, this guy's going for it, which it's just awesome. And the fact that it's a unique package, it's not out there, the 100 ml. So I think it's fantastic. And I think you've got an initial wave here that's very important for you to keep that momentum. So my questions are more around packaging. I saw the counter racks next to you. I'm assuming those will work in coolers as well. And then I saw in your the last brand battle, you talked about a 3 and 4 pack. Is that going to be stacked and wrapped? Because, you know, how are you going to be going after shelf placements? I think the cans are pretty small, so I'm assuming you'll stack and wrap them. And then kind of lastly, how's it packed in a case? Or how's it come shipped, I guess? So.
Right. No, those are great questions. Happy to answer it. Yeah, we're always thinking about how to best present our product at a retailer. And so the idea of a multi-pack actually came from the retailer. They were telling us that the average consumer had a ticket of 3.7 or 4.2 cans per buy. You should have a multi-pack. So we are working on that. And yeah, we're going to come up with a unique shape that will have some flexibility in how the retailers can present it. But again, we're not just going to do little 4 next to each other in a small box that could get lost. We're going to work hard to make sure that it draws the attention and still tells our story well.
So will they be stacked on top of each other?
Not stacked, but it'll be a tall vessel. It'll be a tall kind of rectangular shape. And that way the consumer, and I don't have it in front of me, but the retailer can either stack it tall or stack it deep. And, you know, we're definitely want to give flexibility to those people because they're our bread and butter. And we want to make sure that, you know, we don't get a no just because they don't have the shelf space.
Great. Well, Cheryl, you got the floor right now.
Oh, great. I actually was going to ask kind of the same question as Chris when it came to standing out in the retailers, but you did mention something about e-commerce and how you've had seen some success. Would love to hear more about that and what you've been doing in that category.
Yeah, no, we started with e-commerce because frankly, the laws are changing and we want to be able to take advantage of them. We still go through the 3-tier process as one would expect. We go through a distributor to a retailer who then sends it out to the people that order through us. It's been a great run for us because, you know, we have a very small package that is very sturdy. So it's perfect for shipping and perfect for delivery. And that's one of the reasons we thought that was going to be such a unique place to play. And as consumers are coming to the ready to drink category, and I'm talking about not just you know, my cocktails, but, you know, everything from the seltzers to the high noons of the world, you know, they are starting to get them with direct to consumer options. And we want to make sure that we're available there as well. So yeah, no, I would just say overall, it's a category we're excited about. It's a retail channel we're excited about, but it's still our bread and butter is in store and working through this wholesale distribution channels.
Great, thank you.
Well, that is going to do it. So I appreciate the great questions. I appreciate the wonderful presentation. But up next, we have Stefan Rushfar from Romeo's Gin, the other RTD category winner. Stefan, welcome. Let's see. Well, right now we have Cheryl up. Hey, Cheryl. We're waiting for Stefan to pop up on the screen. There we go. Welcome. Welcome.
Stefan, I believe you're on mute.
Yes.
All right. So you should hear me now?
Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Stefan. Take it away.
Sorry about that. So yeah, it's a real honor to be here today to represent Romeo's Gin in what is today the fastest growing alcohol beverage category in the US, RTDs. Our brand is without a doubt one of North America's best-selling premium gin brands. We will finish 2021 having sold more than 35,000 cases of gin and more than 75,000 cases of RTDs, all at a super premium price. Already a success across Canada. We did our own work and we're now ready to hit the world's biggest market, the US. And we plan to do it providing high margins to distributors and retailers with feet on the street and with marketing dollars to drive activation and create sales programs to be put together in collaboration with our partner distributors. Millennials are today the growth drivers of the RTD category. According to a study conducted by Park West Gallery, which is a famous gallery in Michigan, 4 out of 5 millennials say that art is important to them. And that's the highest percentage of any age group. We created a brand for them, a brand that's inclusive, consumer-centric, and mission-driven. a brand that resonates, that generates emotion, that provides quality content, and an experience that goes further than the liquid itself. According to IWSR, today's consumer not only seeks out convenience, but also quality, resulting in opportunities for trade-off alternatives for RTDs, something which is yet to be fully realized. It's in 2017, almost 5 years ago, that we were the first super premium spirits brand on the planet to launch an RTD in a can. All our Romeo's Gin RTDs are sold in 4 packs of 8-ounce cans, inspired by classic gin cocktails like our gin and tonic and gin fizz, or by global trends like our gin spritz and our gin soda. Our flavors are all natural, unique, and creative. Taking the words of WSWA brand battle judges from the previous round, it's a perfect combination of a cocktail and a seltzer, the best of both worlds. In our top stores, we market them in those 6 feet tall standalone branded fridges, generating a sales velocity of over 10 cases per store per week in average. Partnering with events and venues has been key in getting liquid on lips. Our gallery openings, co-working spaces, stadiums, arenas, airlines, music festivals, our 8-ounce format is perfect for a convenient, efficient, and premium offering, allowing our on-trade partners to offer a better experience. Our proven strength is about bringing value to all tiers, at the same time as offering the consumer an unforgettable, meaningful brand experience. Our DNA, packaging, POS, digital content are truly purpose-driven. By partnering with each market's local talents and showcasing emerging art, we help build value not only for us and our distributors, but also for our communities. A Forbes article last May read, "Today's art seltzer consumers are tomorrow's ready-to-drink cocktail inviters." The RTD cocktail market is projected to eclipse $1.6 billion in sales by 2027. By offering a premium spirit as a base, a sleek and modern 8-ounce packaging, unique flavors, and higher retail price, Romeo's Gin RTDs are already today, but the market's demand will be tomorrow. In collaboration with our trade partners in cities across the US, we will replicate, adapt, and customize what led us to success.
Wow, excellent. Well, thank you. Thank you. We're going to move right on to the questioning just so we can make up a little bit of time. Ryan, take it away.
Yeah, I'll jump into just kind of, I know RTD as a category has been obviously taking off and will continue to do so. Gin is a hard one in particular in the RTD subset. How do you see do you see expansion in the gin category coming in RTD, or do you see your brand kind of going beyond just a gin place, or kind of how do you see that playing out?
Well, for us, it's about a combination of being in those 2 categories. You know, obviously the gin allows us to really be specific on the entree to start, and the RTDs is more an off-premise weapon. But in events, in anything that we sponsor, we use the RTD to bring that whole brand to the world. The RTD obviously is booming. Gin category is pretty much stable, but if you look precisely at the $25 up tier, it is increasing as we speak, and that's where we will be. So the gin will be around 30 bucks, a little higher in some states, and we align that pricing with the RTD as a super premium offering. So it's about working with both categories, and to me, that's a strength.
Great, excellent. Chris, do you have any questions?
No question. I really like the brand, and I think there's opportunity. I love the different artistic backgrounds you have for them, and I think they're beautiful, really stand out in the back bar. And I think there's good opportunity for bottle signings and collection of the sets, but I think the overall concept is solid, and the juice is great. So congrats.
Great. Thanks, Chris.
All
right,
thank you very much, Chris.
Troy, we're going to head over to you. Do you have any comments, questions, thoughts?
Yeah, no, thank you. I agree about the package and all the comments that have been made. I guess my question to you is, as you're in that super premium and you're seeing that area of gin growing, how do you convince a consumer to choose your brand, and why should I create shelf space for your product in our store or on my back bar with something I haven't, seen or heard of. So how are you going to convince the on-premise store owner or the off-premise store owner that they should take a chance on your brand?
Obviously, that's a really good one. I think it's about bringing value and approaching it a little different manner. So we like to provide our on-trade and off-trade partners or clients with something that has got a different narrative, a different approach. Obviously, the visuals stand out, but how we will support that with POS, everything we do is related to art, and it's about showcasing the artists. Also, we're strong on social media. We want to support these partners through social media. Tasting obviously is key. During those times, it's pretty hard to do so, but I think the key is about adapting our narrative with artists that are local. So bringing something that is US specific and precise state specific, approaching PR media and creating something and using the artists as our key influencers to then lead to success.
Ray, we've got 30 seconds. Or maybe not, Ray.
No, sorry about that.
There we go.
As far as deployment, what type of resources are you going to have in market telling the story? Is it going to be a regional play? Is it going to be are you looking to go to the major chain markets? What's part of your strategy there?
So obviously, I put a lot of emphasis on that in my pitch, working with partners. So at this stage, we are present in Europe, Japan, and also in Canada. Our key market being Canada. We're used to working with monopolies, so that's a different story. That brings lots of knowledge and POS and strategy and investment. So we understand that the route to market and working with distribution is not cheap. We want to overinvest at the start, make sure the price point is correct, sending the right message, but also attracting our consumer. Bringing feet on the street, as I mentioned earlier. We will definitely start with 2-3 markets, and then we want to expand as we see the potential that's pretty high in the next months.
Great. All right. Well, excellent. Great questions. Great presentation. We are now going to move on to our rum category, our 5th finalist. We have Hatton Smith from Campesino Rum. Hatton, tell us a little bit more about Campesino.
Thank you. So I got into the rum business in a bit of an unusual way. When I was 19, I moved down to an off-the-grid farm in the jungles of Panama. And while I was down there on this farm, there was an old rum still that got brought and hid at the base of one of my hiking trails. It was a 125-gallon pot and column still. I began to harvest sugarcane off the farm, ferment it, distill it, and quite quickly grew a nice little bootlegging business. And while I was down in Panama, the only guys that would live kind of closer, farther back in the jungle than me were the campesinos. These are the local farmers. These are the guys that grow their own food, build their own house, they work with their hands, they build their own irrigation. And we began a great little relationship of bartering. So they would bring me food, oftentimes coconuts would mix with rum, and I would trade them my rum. So I took this passion, I moved back to the US, and I wanted to really change the rum industry. I started doing tons of research into rum and discovered that rum's got 2 problems: the use of additives such as sugar, flavor, and coloring, and not lack of transparency. So we created 2 different blends that fix these 2 problems. We have our aged rum blend, which you can see is very transparent down to the blend percentage. We list every distillery right there on the bottle, little brief overview of how it's made. This is very attractive to the bourbon consumers because it has a great woody finish to it. And then we have our silver blend, which has become very successful on premise. It's a barrel-aged product that's in charcoal filtered, so it's very, very delicate. And both of these rums, they're not sweet. They're very, very clean. And what we're trying to do with this rum is we're trying to bring people into the rum category. I stand in liquor stores consistently doing in-store tastings, and I get often the same answers. Oh, I'm not really into rum. It gave me a really bad hangover once when I was in college, and it's just not for me. And then we get them to try this Campesino rum and show them that it's a very clean product, a very well-rounded product, and something that they can relate to. Something new that we're bringing to the table, this brand battle versus the rum individual category, is starting in 2022, we've linked up with 2 causes. The first is via Campesino, which gives back to the very people that inspire this brand. This organization establishes support for agricultural workers that gives them rights, land rights, and freedom of movement. As well is an organization called Caminando, which gives back to jaguar restoration and habitat protection. And so by purchasing a bottle of Campesino, you'll be giving back to two causes, one that supports the animals of the jungle and one that supports the people of the jungle. We're looking to take this company and really scale it to become a national brand, revolutionize the rum category, and eventually, hopefully, become a global household name.
Excellent. Well, thank you for the presentation. Now time to, oh, wow, you're drinking a little rum right now. I love the packaging. I love the bottle. Well, Drew, since you're on screen, let's go right to you, Drew.
All right, I concur. The packaging really is unique. Congratulations on that, and what you've done, Hatton, to kind of create the branding. Love the kind of old school throwback of the magazine. I don't know if it shows on here, but that's in this crazy digital world, something kind of throwback is interesting. It's kind of a different way to approach the marketing piece. So congrats on that. I guess again, it goes back to your passion and for this category and what you're bringing to the table and your aspirations. And take me a little further into kind of how you see that spreading of the story of Campesino, which is a very unique story, and using kind of your unique branding to spread that story across the markets. Because as you said, rum has a problem, and it has for many, many years. And for decades, most of the people, the judges on this panel have been saying, next year is the year for rum. Next year is the year for rum. So, take us through kind of how you, as a brand and as a whole category, see that happening.
Right. So you're exactly right. The way we do that is Campesino is a discovery brand. One of the first places that it starts is on premise with the bartender. What we found is the bartenders, usually they love rum and they're waiting for rum, just like all of you, to have its moment. But what the real way for them to discover this brand has been word of mouth. It's been, people passing the story along from one to another. And it's just kind of a waterfall effect, a chain reaction. We start with the most influential accounts, and then we move outward. Another way we do that is by digital creative video. And so in this day and age, the best thing other than word of mouth to scale a story is video. And if you go and you look into some of our social media pages, you'll see we make movie grade video that really embellishes the emotion of this brand. And then the third way we do it is in-store tastings, which I think is the most effective way to spread the brand message at the point of purchase. A lot of times there'll be so many one-off connections from people meeting me in a liquor store or someone who works for the company that, they tell a friend, they tell a friend, they tell a friend. So it's word of mouth and digital video.
Excellent. Troy, we've got about a minute and change left. So you've got a question or a comment? This would be the best time to do it.
I got a couple things. First off, as Drew had mentioned, the package is fantastic, telling that full story. So anybody picking up can know what you're doing, which is great. But as we talk about rum and white rum specifically, and this style of rum where we're not in that higher end sipping rum, really is flatlined, not seeing a lot of growth in this area. So how do you plan to really break through that category? You talked about on premise. I just wanted to ask, what is the price point for an on-premise and trying to get on menu? Really a target is 25 and under when you're fighting in the rum category. So just really curious on how that plays on-premise and a little bit on breaking through on off-premise.
So as far as off-premise goes, what we are doing with the rum category is we're not targeting traditional rum drinkers. We are targeting people outside of the category. So that's your vodka drinker. That's your Blanco tequila drinker. That's also your first time drinker. So you'll notice both these rums are very approachable and they're very relatable. So when someone drinks it, it's not going to blow their socks off. It's not going to be some, out of this world crazy rum agriculture Jamaican funk that they're really just going to be adverse to. So we made it so that they can easily come into the category. And by the lack of sweetness and the zero sugar element, it's something that they can consistently go back to. What we find is people, they're not rum drinkers, but they drink Campesino. As far as on-premise go, pricing, like you said, rum is very competitive pricing. I think 25 is out of the question. It's not anything what I see. Really, we compete against brands that are honestly like $10 and below to get that cocktail menu placement. What we found is a really sweet spot for our product is we have a 1 bottle pricing, we have a case pricing, but then we have a cocktail menu pricing, which is if you use Campesino silver rum in a cocktail, we get it down to $15 a bottle for the 750. And you'll notice we have these wonderful flip top bottles. At first you might glance, this be adherence. You can easily take this flip top off, but what this bottle is designed to do is to be reused. So once this bottle gets used, what often happens is this becomes the water bottle, this becomes a juice bottle, this becomes a syrup bottle, and people want to continue to use our product just for that fact alone. So there's a lot of dynamics going into this product that makes an on-premise account really want to continue to reorder.
All right, I gotta stop you there because we're gonna go from rum to wine. Yes, we're on our wine category here. We have Scott Maybaum from Good Fucking Wine. Scott, let's hear what you have to say.
Okay. Welcome. I'm excited to be here. So I'm Scott Maybaum, and I'm the Good Fucking Wine guy. And this contest is impressive with all of these different products. And I'm really happy to be here because this contest validates our brand, and I really feel absolutely that we are ready for to grow this brand. So I was a retailer, and I learned and embraced the ideas of having an open mind, having a good fit, having an easy sell. And what I want for myself, I want for everyone else connected to me on this journey. When I sent you the wines for tasting, I sent you them in gift boxes. I sent them to you in gift boxes because I wanted you to see that this is more than just a wine brand. We send out these gift boxes with all our website orders. This brand is an add-on sale. This brand is a good gift item. The wine itself, I think our packaging stands out. Our label stands out like no other. The taste to you is probably, is approachable and easygoing. To our customers, this is good fucking wine. And at $15 price point on the shelf, this is a wine that sells, by the case. And I'm looking to sell many more cases. So far, we're focused here in New York and New Jersey. 18 months in now, we have over 20,000 cases sold combined of good fucking red blend. Our Italian rosé, good fucking rosé. And last year we did a short run, fuck 2020, a bubbly. We'll be doing a 2021 version too. I want to thank the publicity that I received on this contest, because this month we sent in 3 pallets to Nevada. We opened up Nevada. And I also think it's important to note regarding sales that here in New York and New Jersey, we're in over 900 independent retail accounts. So our brand, I believe, brings color to life, all right? It's original, it's authentic, it's edgy, it's engaging, it's entertaining. This is what's new, and I think this brand enhances a portfolio. Our customers, according to our research online, 47% are women. 80% are millennials and Gen Xers. And Gen Xers and millennials, they get us. They don't take offense to our label. To them, fuck is just a word. It's used every single day. It's in music, movies, comedy, it's on cable. And in fact, I just signed a release to have this wine be part of a Netflix program being filmed here in Brooklyn. The word fuck is in the dictionary. In Great Britain, I understand that it's taken over the word bloody as the most popular word, most popular swear word. So what I'm saying is that the use of the word fuck in our language is social culture. Tastings. So I know that emotions drive behavior. I know this because I do the wine tastings. And when a customer comes in and I ask them if they'd like to taste some good fucking wine, I can look on their face and read their emotions. When they come to the table and they taste the wine and confirm that it's good fucking wine, I don't need to do any convincing. I don't have to tell them anything more. They want to buy. It's an easy sell. For retailers, they don't even have to do tastings. All they have to do is take the brand and put it on the shelf in a decent spot. Doesn't have to even be eye level, or make stackings of it, and the brand sells.
Scott, I gotta wrap you, my friend.
Oh.
I know it's a real effing bummer. But
Okay.
Cheryl, do you have any effing thoughts or questions for Scott?
Yeah. Hi, Scott. Congrats on the name and the brand and the label. I also like the simplicity of it. And of course, I love the edginess and I love the shock value. And 20,000 cases in 18 months, that's really impressive in just two markets. So, and congratulations on the recent ad of Nevada. A couple of questions. I mean, one, I wanted to ask you a little bit more about the supply chain. I know you said you're getting wines from kind of all over. So I assume in terms of the supply, you're kind of acting as a negotiant from different regions. And if you get national distribution, are you going to be able to keep that up? Like, what are your plans in terms of expansion when it comes to supply? And then,
yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right. I'm using, partnering with some large wineries. The supply won't be a problem at all. While we're talking about supply, I wanted to just throw at you, this is my new product coming out at the end of the month, as well as Good Fucking Bourbon being bottled in Utica, New York. I'm looking to take this thing across categories. We're going to ride it while we can. I think that it has some legs, and I don't see a problem with supply.
Great. One other quick question. So I imagine just the name, with the edginess of the name, you've probably solicited some interesting feedback from outside of your home state. So is there any kind of stories you can share with us about that?
Yeah, I want to share with you a story. On Friday, a salesman called me. He tells me, Scott, do you remember that there was a wine in New Jersey? They were selling through the wine. They ordered it twice, and then they asked for 3 cases to be picked up because a consumer came in with a kid, and the consumer said they're not going to shop in the store anymore. And so I said, yeah, of course, pick it up. Well, he called on Friday, and he told me that store ordered 12 cases, 6 cases of red and 6 cases of rosé. And I said, well, why? It's because too many people are asking for it. So, yeah, I get some pushback here and there, but at the end of the day, people like it. They get it. It's something different. It's something new. And we deal, we can't convince everyone to take it. We don't want to convince them. They have to embrace it on them, by themselves, on their own.
All right. Well, Chris, I'm going to shift gears and throw it to you.
Thanks. So congratulations, Scott. I counted 11 F-bombs in your presentation. I was expecting more. It's pretty clear on who you're targeting. I think it's fantastic, the whole messaging and your marketing. More the question about the separating it out, is there a target audience you're going for as far as a wine consumer? I found the wines to be pretty fruity and sweet. And so I was wondering to get your thoughts on the style of wine and how it relates to who your target customer is.
So our target customer are newbies. There are definitely people that are looking for higher quality wines, and I plan on doing that. I plan on coming out with higher quality varietals, and we'll broaden, our base of consumers. I don't want to just stay, with rosé and red, but I felt that these were 2 strong categories to introduce the concept and to test the waters.
Okay, excellent. Anyone else have questions, or should I just randomly select a judge to throw out a question? All right, Drew, you're up.
Drew, I have one. Yeah, sure. Scott, congratulations. I'm looking forward to, I guess, great fucking wine. Is that the next tier up that you're going to be doing?
I have thought about it.
But a lot of times we see these unique products that come out either with a really unique kind of name or package, and they become, that first indulgent grab. And, you see a lot of pull But how do you get that reorder and that velocity? How do I get, the person who's grabbed your bottle and brought it to the party to come back and get more bottles for at-home drinking when they're not trying to just, show off the cool, fun label and fun name?
Yeah,
Yeah,
if we can do it in 30 seconds, if we can do it in 30 seconds, that'd be helpful.
I think the numbers speak for themselves. Some stores test out 1 cases, 5 cases. There are stores that are buying this wine by the pallet. There's plenty of repeat orders. I would say there's over 50% repeat orders. It's not a one-off. There are people that truly like the taste of the wine and like the whole concept and continue. I mean, this wine is meant for sharing. It's meant for gifting. There are people that buy the wine and display it in their homes, okay? I in 30 years in retail, I haven't come across too many items where people are just gonna buy it and display it. But we see lots of reorders. We're independent retailers. These guys have a fixed clientele in the stores that are coming in and shopping, and they're buying our product. Our product is selling on its own.
Great. Awesome. Well, great job. Great questions. We're going to continue with the wine category. We have Heidi Scheid. She's here representing Sunny with a Chance of Flowers in the low and no alcohol category. Heidi, welcome.
Thank you. And thank you for having me here today to share the story of Sunny with a Chance of Flowers. Timing is everything, right? Well, Sunny with a Chance of Flowers is the right brand at the right time. Now more than ever, consumers are thinking about healthier alternatives. You see it across supermarket shelves where there is a better for you version of just about every product from donuts to dog food. And now it's wine's time. The overall beverage alcohol category is seeing flat to declining growth, but the no and low alcohol category is forecasted to grow by 31% through 2024. Sunny with a Chance of Flowers answers the call from younger adult drinkers who are leading the trend towards moderation and alcohol. It's 0 sugar, 9% alcohol, and 85 calories per serving. But Sunny isn't just a millennial wine. In our family, we like to call it the 3-generation wine. My 29-year-old daughter and her friends love it. For me, Sunny is the perfect wine for my health and wellness goals. And for my amazing 83-year-old mom, she has a glass of Sunny Sauv Blanc to begin her evening and a glass of Sunny Pinot Noir with dinner. And let me tell you, she is so happy to have a low alcohol option that allows her to continue to enjoy wine. So Sunny meets the needs of adults who are mindful about their consumption. But today's consumer isn't just interested in what a product does for them. They are also interested in what a product does for the world. And Sunny with a Chance of Flowers is not only a better for you wine, it's also a better for the planet wine. Sunny is mindfully made from our sustainably certified vineyards in the Monterey, California appellation. Our vineyards are 100% herbicide free, and our entire winery campus is 100% powered by renewable wind energy. In developing Sunny, it was important to us that we deliver on a message of transparency and positivity throughout the Sunny brand journey. Check out our website at sunnywines.com and enter to win a year of fresh flowers delivered straight to your door. Or meet up with us on Instagram, where we partner with micro-influencers around the country to promote consistent and uplifting messaging to our community of followers. Our investment in promoting the Sunny brand both in and outside of stores leads to increased brand awareness and purchase. Of course, none of this matters if it doesn't taste great. We craft the wines of Sunny with a Chance of Flowers from grapes to glass. This estate-driven approach shines through in the quality in each bottle, and we believe we produce the best tasting, better for you wine on the market. The proof is in the glass, and we've earned consistently top scores from multiple wine publications. Sunny is a rising brand available throughout the US and delivers in the off-premise on package, price, and quality. We pull them in with a package, we deliver an affordable everyday price of $11.99, and when they get home, we over-deliver on quality so they become repeat purchasers. In the on-premise, Sunny is a natural fit for restaurants with healthy menu options. And being low alcohol, Sunny invites customers to enjoy that second and third glass. So what's next? We're excited that our Sunny Rosé has just launched, and our Sunny Cabernet will launch later this year. They join our Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, and Pinot Noir in the Sunny lineup. Sunny with a Chance of Flowers is indeed the right brand at the right time. It's the real deal and checks all the boxes. 0 sugar, low calorie, low alcohol, vegan, gluten-free, better for the planet, broad appeal, family owned, flat out delicious, and a message of positivity that resonates with consumers. Here's to life on the sunny side of the street. Cheers, guys.
I love it. I love it. Great job, Heidi. And man, you sure check a lot of boxes. You're right. I mean, that's taking anyone's ability to say no away. That's awesome. So Drew, I'm going to let you kick us off. Any thoughts, questions, comments?
Yeah, well, great job. First of all, really an interesting package and story, and certainly checking a lot of boxes. It's kind of interesting as we get into this kind of low alc, even no alcohol phase of consumption, and where the consumers are headed for that more healthy lifestyle. And, that translates then into the store. And you talked about your success in the off-premise. Where are you seeing that this works best in a traditional store? Or do you like to be around other low alc or no alc products? Or do you find that it can stick out on a shelf, next to traditional wines? I think that's one of the challenges we're seeing across the board with the low and no alc space, is where to put it so the consumer gravitates to it, is able to find it and able to understand it.
Yeah, it's a great question, and we've seen it both ways. When we originally launched Sunny, we thought it was really going to be important to be in more of a better for you shelf set. And some retailers have that, but most do not. And so what we've really seen, and we've actually had buyers tell us this, is that Sunny with a Chance of Flowers does really, really well, even when it's just sliced into the regular category, that consumers find it, they're attracted to the package, that the unconventional name really pulls them in, and the bright colors. And so they find the wine kind of regardless of where it is in the market.
Okay, thanks.
Right. Ray, you want to take the floor for a minute?
Yeah. As far as, have you considered any lifestyle partnerships with lifestyle brands to get your message out there? Some of the health conscious or holistic organic brands and so forth.
Yeah, absolutely. So in the digital space and social media, we partner with a lot of different brands, everything from healthy and organic skincare lines to other types of product that are really leaning into healthful living. In retail, we're doing different cross-promotional programs with everything from seltzer, which is really perceived by younger people as a great, healthier option because it's lower in alcohol, and also healthy food items that are around the store.
Great. Troy, we got a little bit of time left. If you can make a quick one, that'd be great.
Yeah, I think that you're 100% on target with where we're seeing growth and consumers with this low and no. I want to ask you the meaning behind the name and why you chose with something Sunny with a Chance of Flowers, and how the consumers have responded to that.
Well, I think it's just a cheerful, positive name. And I think it's one of the reasons behind its success thus far with everything happening in the world. It really does feel like the right brand at the right time, not just because of the category, but also because how it speaks to positivity, about looking at things in a happy way. Each one of our capsules has a different message on it. Our new rosé is Be the Sunshine, Chardonnay is Choose Happy, Pinot Noir is The Power of Positivity. So I think the name really just embraces how we can choose to see the glass as half full, and that really connects with people.
Heidi, just one quick follow-up. Do you see any growth outside of Monterey in developing other wine regions with this no and low area?
Absolutely. I mean, I think kind of the sky's the limit. We're family farmers since 1972 in Monterey County, and we have a lot of acreage in Monterey County. So we're really focused on our own appellation right now. But I think as Sunny continues to grow, that we will definitely look into other regions. Excellent.
Thank you. And thank you for the sample. My wife and I will be trying this tonight. I like the low calorie option. That's awesome. So appreciate the time and best of luck to you. But we are now going to move on to whiskey. That's right. You heard us. Whiskey is up. Our finalist is John Newton from Castle and Key. John, you've got the floor.
All right. First and foremost, thank you so much for the opportunity to be here and to pitch against
all of these amazing brands. I really wanted to use my time today to talk a little bit more about Castle and Key Restoration Rye and how we're going to differentiate ourselves from the rest of the market, and how we're going to cut through the clutter in the modern day marketplace to really make our product, our brand, stand above the rest. So first of all, I think a photo is worth 100 words, right? So this is our site. And our story really kind of leads us into Castle and Key, this home place that was developed by Colonel E.H. Taylor to be a place where he said would make the quote best whiskey in the world, whiskey that was fit for royalty. And then of course, because Taylor, being kind of the innovator that he was, developed his water source on site to be this 140,000 gallon natural fed limestone spring in the shape of a key. So while yes, this is cool really being in this original home place developed by Colonel E.H. Taylor, I think it's more important from the brand side of things, because what we have is a place for people to come visit. We are now officially on the KDA Bourbon Trail. We're anticipating seeing around 80,000 visitors next year. That's 80,000 opportunities to really not just expose people to our brand to get liquid to lips, but really to build true, long-lasting brand opportunities. So yes, we had the story of Castle and Key and the history of what got us here. The place itself was abandoned in the 1970s. And so when our founding partner, Bill Arvin, came across it in 2014, it looked like something kind of out of The Walking Dead. And this was a site that was so far gone, all of the big boys in the industry passed on it just because they said it was going to be too much work. But Will, being this kind of industry outsider, and refused to take no for an answer, and really dove in to take on this incredible piece of bourbon history, bringing it back to life. And so I think Will's story is incredibly important, and it's the universal truth, where it's that idea of don't let your detractors pull you down, go out and pursue your dreams, and then at the end of the day, we want you to reward yourself with a glass of Restoration Rye. The package itself is also very important. So the name Restoration Rye, referring to that process of bringing it back, the product back to life, and also creating a package that is going to stand out from the rest of the category. This is not your grandfather brand as you're walking down the whiskey shelf. This is something that's going to catch your eye. You're going to pick up, look at it for the first time, look at the back, and then dive in a little bit deeper to learn more about the brand story. The liquid inside is exceptional as well. Where Castle and Key, we do everything 100% from scratch. If it has our name on it, we will have crafted every single drop that goes into that bottle, starting with the water source of Colonel Taylor Spring. And we try to tell a little bit of that story on all of our other products, from our Sacred Spring Vodka to our Roots of Ruin Gin. There's a little bit of history, hidden storytelling in everything that we do. So when it comes to our route to market, and how we additionally want to separate ourselves from the category, I think the fact that we're also taking a unique vintage approach in our product is incredibly important. Every single release of Restoration Rye is going to be based on this vintage dated model, where we will be intentionally altering the flavor profile of each of our releases to highlight the whiskey that is best at that point in time. So it adds a collectability to the retailer. It adds also some very unique opportunities in the on-premise channel to offer flights and to really tailor cocktails to unique products. And then finally, we want to look for partnership and ways to build the brand that feels grassroots, unique, curated, custom, working with our distributor partners who are going to know their markets better than anyone else, and doing an incredibly heavy investment in these new markets that we're getting into. Targeting 20 to 25% of revenue going back into market spend to work on pricing, programming, promotion, liquid to lip programs, whatever works best to make sure that our products stand out above the others.
Well, thank you so much, John. We're going to bring back our panel of judges for some questions. And Chris, what are your thoughts?
John, so I watched your original presentation on Brand Battle, and I was a bit confused. It's a distilled and bottled at Castle and Key Distillery, but I couldn't find anywhere the barrel warehouses or the warehouses and your distillery. And so, but you did mention it, and so I mean everything's done on site, and it just took me a while to find evidence of that. And I think, I mean, the site looks amazing. I know it says it on the bottle, but I didn't see it anywhere. I didn't see pictures. I didn't see where the stills, where's the rick houses. Because the story is amazing and your destination is absolutely phenomenal. And what you've done at that, or your company's done at that distillery. And so But I'm assuming by what you said, everything is physically done on site. Is that correct?
That is correct. Water source from Colonel Taylor Spring, Bendome stills. We're also reusing a lot of the original distillation equipment that was left behind from the 1930s. So we are doing everything 100% from scratch. I think your point is pretty valid though too, where we've actually kind of rolled out the story of casting the key a little bit slower and leaving something for discovery. So you're going to see a larger digital marketing spend coming to life here shortly as we really sort of expand the reach of what we're doing. I will give you a little insight. You can go online right now. You can click on Restoration Rye 2021, and it will show you every single barrel that went into this specific batch. For us, it's all about transparency. We do want to put all that information out there and then let our industry partners be the judge of product at the end of the day.
Well, I think I appreciate that. And so I think, you know, some of the rick houses that you've renovated, I mean, that influences the end product. And I think that's a huge selling point that, you know, my thought would be to be less shy about it and be upfront. It's pretty amazing what's happening there. So.
Absolutely. Now they come into line shortly here, especially with our single barrels. We'll start out of that as well. Good point.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. Ray, I think I see your hand up. You have a question or a comment, Ray?
John, first and foremost, packaging, and congratulations. Packaging is just incredible. Feels great in the hand. With that said, and with all supply chain constraints in today's environment, what's your scalability from not just from the liquid standpoint, but from being able to source glass, cork, and all of the incredible stuff that is on this beautiful package?
Yeah, so we have an amazing team that's continuously monitoring the supply chain issues that are affecting many brands out there. I'll let you know we are currently in the process of ordering our glass for 2023, just to make sure that that is not a constraint that gets in the way. This is a custom mold. We own this, which also helps us control some of the other costs along the way. And we're also making sure that we have the liquid to support this as a 100,000 case brand in the future, laying down as much waste as we possibly can.
Great. Awesome. Drew, is your hand up, I believe? We got about a little less than a minute.
Yep, real quick, John, congratulations. Package looks amazing, you know, and what you guys have done at that distillery is remarkable. You know, you talk about the vintage dating, which is a really unique thing to, you know, make it a collector's item. And will there be, you know, kind of a secondary everyday products that will, beyond the, you know, the white spirits, that will kind of be your representation on the shelves and in the back bars day in and day out with the vintage dating products to support that or be kind of the collector piece? How do you see that running for the long term?
Sure, absolutely. So right now we definitely are trying to push this on and off premise channels. In states that we can do it, we offer channel pricing as well. But you know, down the line, I would definitely say that a kind of more approachable, everyday, consistent flavor profile product will be in our future. Continuing to push this up to kind of that halo status brand, but really being known for this unique process and then introducing something down the line. So that future product will be the everyday drinker, and then this will be your special occasion.
Great. Awesome. All right. Well, a round of applause for Castle and Key. Thank you for the presentation. And now we are on to our final finalists for this year's Brand Battle Tournament. I can't believe it. This is the Liqueur category. Please welcome the Judge's Choice winner, Kevin Fall from Tamarello. Kevin, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning from California. It's always happy hour somewhere. So kick back and go to tamarello.com/WSWA now to find 8 new cocktail recipes pairing Tamarello with each of the brands you just saw present. We made these recipes to make it clear. Tamarello is unique because we don't compete. We're leading and innovating as an RTD and an add-on, not an instead of. We don't need to displace or replace other brands for success. We work with any spirit and cocktails or alongside them at retail. We aren't competing against Dwayne Johnson's Unreal Terramana launch or Tito's or Bacardi or Aviation. By the way, gin hasn't grown in a decade. We don't have to build retail against Beam or the new female and black-owned brand Uncle Nearest. We don't have to win against White Claw or a mind-numbing assortment of wines. Instead, we're in the cart with these brands. We even print a tequila recipe on our label. We're an inclusive brand socially and industrially. As presented in the cordial competition, our target market is huge. Tamarind is popular among 90% of the world, 6.9 billion people. These cultures make up 36%, nearly 120 million people in the United States, and the fastest growing buyer power demographic. Tamarello is born from my love of tamarind and perfected with feedback from ethnic restaurants around LA over 3.5 years. Tamarello is fulfilling a unique opportunity to serve these customers. The potential is not just local or national, it's global. Tamarello is perfect for two of the most popular beverages enjoyed by this audience. Tamarind agua fresca, the tamarind version of lemonade, is one of the most popular beverages in the world, and Tamarello over ice is an adult version of it. The other is tamarind margaritas, both appealing to millions and can be promoted for initial awareness. We are a unique story with instant global relevance, and we're the first made in America. The cordial category grew 24.83% in 2020, almost 2.5 times the next category, driven by retail sales where we have an advantage targeting 42 million households. Our sales strategy is just like an upside down pyramid where the tip balance is on the ground. The tip is ethnic restaurants. They have high flavor awareness, relate to our brand, and are over 117,000 on-premise locations. At the specialty accounts you're familiar with sit in the middle. At the top is the widest part of the pyramid and greatest number of customers, big box off-premise and on-premise chains with 50 or more locations. Where many cordials sell off-premise for over $32 per bottle, Tamarello is an SRP of $23.85, some priced at $20.99 for faster sell-through. We call this affordable premium, providing margin to all tiers. Retailers carrying Tamarello are better positioned to serve the growing ethnic customer base. We're already proving it. One distributor indicates our reorder rates exceed almost all of their brand launches. We support sales momentum several ways. Innovating a new flavor category is exciting for their customers. We complement other brands and are in talks to run promos alongside a large tequila brand right now. Tamarello is versatile with characteristics of successful cordials. Drinkability, mixability, affordability. We're on trend with low ABV at 15% and ready to drink over ice. We have IP, registered trademarks, a patent pending, and copyrights. We protect what we build. Creativity, from the first exploded cocktail ingredient artwork to our network of influencers that have over 5 million combined followers, we're creating unique, never before seen content. Sustainability, our packaging is 99% recyclable or compostable. The Oregon water in every bottle is drawn from a mountain snow-fed river 300 feet from bottling plants, saving energy. We've reduced everything from plastic waste to electricity and reduced CO2 output. As volume grows, we can even deploy production regionally to maintain our small waste footprint. Marketing, retail support. We have all the standard practice, digital print, physical, and recipe support, digital assets, digital ads, merchandising displays, at shelf printed signage, tastings. What sets us apart is our visual branding, specific target marketing. We also have unique access to exclusive social media tools, leveraging more effective ad targeting creative than most other startups due to relationships from another successful direct-to-consumer company I built. Tamarello is a unique brand with growth driven by intrinsic cultural demand through on and off premise accounts within the fastest growing consumer market segment, positioned to avoid portfolio cannibalization while expanding market opportunities in traditional accounts for long-term acceleration, broad market adoption, and global relevance. We are local, regional,
All right,
and global store.
Sorry, keep. You packed about 10 pounds of coins in a 5-pound bag there. I love it. Thank you, Kevin. That was a lot of content. It was great, and I'm excited for all your success. We're now going to bring back our panel of judges for one last time this year. Cheryl, what are your thoughts?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that presentation, Kevin. It was great. I want to say we tasted I got my team together last week and we tasted all your products. And this was definitely a favorite amongst the bartenders, both the home bartenders and the professional bartenders in our group. So congratulations. Very well done. Couple of questions. And I think I kind of know the answer because I thought, that was really clever in the beginning, how you said you're kind of in the cart with all these brands. How are you presenting to the trade? Because that's a very good way to do it in terms of just with the group here. Is that something you're doing when you're walking into accounts? I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Part of the thing about this product is that it's a new flavor to most people in America. As popular as this is globally, in America, there's education that needs to happen. And the way that happens is comparing it to other successful brands that came before us. And so by showing them how Tamarello can be enjoyed straight over ice as a traditional, drink enjoyed around the world, as well as mixed with other spirits, they suddenly get it. The light goes on. But the thing is, our target market knows this flavor. The target market is so familiar with it. As soon as they see the brand on the shelf, they go for it. I mean, it's incredibly popular. But yeah, the education does happen for that peripheral market, not our particular core market. But we do see that as huge growth potential, and that's how we do it. And we do present it that way.
That's great. One other quick question. So, what's your favorite cocktail to make with this?
I think in the packages I sent out, all the rye moves is one of my favorite. I'm a rye guy. I love bourbon as well. And the great thing about Tamarello is, we push the margarita because it's top 10, but all the rye moves, Manhattans, the old fashions. So this is one of mine.
Excellent. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you so much. Ryan, I see you have your hand up. I'm sure you have a great question for us.
Yeah, no, the product is great. I mean, I tasted it. It's very mixable. I think it has lots of opportunities. What do you see kind of as you spread your wings and go across other markets within the country? How do you see, I guess, your one-man shop and kind of going from there to the expansion that's going to be necessary to really get liquid to lips and get people tasting it and kind of get the pull through and education? Because I know it's there, but it's going to take a step to get there.
Well, Ryan, thanks for your question. It might seem like I'm a one-man shop because I'm the front man of the shop, and I was, pursuing this, and the story is really about like my experience and things like that. But I do have people that I'm partnered with, and obviously those partnerships are huge. And those partnerships, in addition to our brand, are scalable. So, one of the things about our sustainability story is that we can expand regionally and have this, made in the Midwest, in the Southeast, to really cater to those areas, as well as reducing our carbon footprint and energy footprint going forward. And that's a big part of our story. So it may seem like a one-man shop. It's not a one-man shop. We have scalability in our production partners, and that's really key.
And the other, just kind of piggyback on that, have you explored 50 mLs and kind of going after, I think, the trial size? Because from a cordial standpoint, that becomes a real opportunity to kind of put it on the bottlenecker and have opportunities to really taste people on it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the 50 mLs are such an opportunity in a variety of ways. Denord mentioned airlines and Tamarind. Anywhere that this flavor will appear will delight and surprise 36% of the United States, 120 million people that have literally had this flavor ignored. And so, we're bringing it to the front, but the 50 ml is a great opportunity to bring that in front of people in a variety of ways. So absolutely. And we do have production capability for that too in our existing facilities, but we wanted to go out with the standard 750. That's why we pack it in 6 bottle cases instead of 12, because it's an easier buy and a lower price buy-in to start.
Well, thank you guys. Time is up. Perfect timing. Certainly appreciate all of our finalists and all of our judges. The presentations were absolutely wonderful. Judges, thank you for the great feedback. We certainly could not have done this without you. So it is now time to send off our judges to do the very difficult task of deliberating on who will be crowned the brand battle champion. While they deliberate, I would like to ask you to vote for the brand that you would like to see crowned People's Choice Champion for today based on their pitch and bottle. The vote box is on the screen right now. It's popping up. So if you guys don't mind, I would certainly appreciate that. And then while they're off deliberating, we get the pleasure of hearing once again from Dale Stratton with Sip Source. Dale will spend a few minutes sharing that valuable information on this category that WSWA has obtained from Sip Source data. Dale, enlighten us, my friend.
I shall, Bill. Thank you very much. And great presentations. It was great to see everybody the second time around and continue to learn so much about these fabulous brands, and excited to see the results. As we look at what's happening in the marketplace with wine and spirits, we see a trend that is continuing here. And this is depletion data that is through July ending. We're working on our August ending data right now. And you can see that spirits continue to perform very well. And there's a gap, this divergence between the wine category and the spirits category, with spirits growing at 6.7% and wine now down 3.8%. We can see some leveling off going in here as we head in towards the holidays. We certainly expect this to bounce back a little bit, somewhat just based on last year's holidays and the softness that we experienced at that time. Next slide, please. We also know that the on-premise has been hit so hard, and you have spirits on the left-hand side here, wine on the right-hand side, with the top line, the lighter blue being the off-premise trend, and the line that has that steep hockey stick curve is the on-premise sales. And we're seeing the on-premise business start to come back. We're getting a return into that. And we see that the on-premise operator is beginning to stock back up. And really, spirits performing much better ahead of this and are ahead of the curve in building out the on-premise business. It's gone now to where this is the first month since the pandemic hit, really, that the on-premise for either category is in positive trends. And we can see that the spirits category is now growing at 6% in the on-premise, where for the wine category, on-premise is still down 12.8%. As retailers manage their cash flows, as on-premise operators manage the cash flow, they're being very choiceful about what products they bring in. Next slide. So leading categories, and the bars here represent the share of volume, where the dots represent the trend of the categories. And the obvious number to point out there is cocktails. And with cocktails growing at 46.5%, that pre-mixed cocktail category is doing exceptional. But I'd also point out just the number of categories here on the spirit side that are in growth. You only have the gin category and the vodka category that are not attaining growth right now. And that really speaks to the power of the spirits category in general. Tequila, agave-based spirits growing at 19.4% have done very well throughout the pandemic. We see that cordials are bouncing back, and cordials are more reliant on the on-premise as well. So it's been a bit of fits and starts for that segment. It's great to see them coming back, and it's nice to see Scotch and Irish back into the positive trends as well. Next slide. There is also evidence of premiumization, and you can see the colors below. And the net of this is the gray and gold. Those are the higher priced categories. And we see that those are where the growth is. And we're seeing very good growth at the high end. So clearly the spirits consumer is premiumizing along the way. So volume is growing, they're premiumizing. It's a great time for spirits right now. We're getting good growth out of those higher end products. Next slide. We also want it from a size standpoint, and there was a lot of disruption in size when the pandemic hit. That other sizes, that really is a lot about the cans and the alternative packages, and certainly with a lot of 355 milliliter. We see now that the 750 milliliter is growing well. 175s did very well early, but we also know that 1 liter, you see them growing 2.8%. Largely based on the on-premise. And we know there were some disruptions in the 1 liter business. Good to see that they're back on the positive as well. Next slide. As we move to the wine category, a little bit different story than the spirits, where we saw almost everything on the spirits showing positive trends. Right now, we're really seeing broad scope by varietal in the table wine category that trends are in the negative. We see that Sauvignon Blanc is the one that is bucking that trend, growing 1.8%. That growth is fairly balanced between imports and domestics, a little bit stronger on the import side. But this is a bit worrisome for the wine category. We need to see some growth come out of some of these varietals, and we're hoping we get that back during the holiday season. Next slide. However, it's a different story on the sparkling side of things. We're seeing fabulous growth in the sparkling wine category. Those are the things on the left-hand side here. And you can see Champagne really growing. And Champagne was a very up and down year last year. Very difficult with so much of their business also being dedicated to the on-premise, where Prosecco has been just an absolute horse through this whole thing and really been performing quite nicely. Specialty wines, that represents flavored wines that are doing very well. We see sake doing very well. That's doing well in the on and off premise, so we see a good return on sake and believe that that's going to continue to do well here in the coming months. Next slide. The other piece of good news here for the wine category is that consumer is premiumizing. And we can see that on the lower price segments, that's where the declines are, where you have the value business down 9.1%. And really this is kind of below $11 is down, where over $11 is growing very, very nicely with a 4.9, 4.4, and for that luxury category over 25 growing at 6.4%. Going to be tough though when 75% of the volume is below $11. If we don't start to see some growth out of there, it's going to be difficult for the smaller segments to overcome those losses there. Next slide. And then we certainly see from a size standpoint that the point out here for me is really 375s, and 375s were growing very, very nicely off a small base. We're seeing those bounce back nicely. The 3 liter category was doing well, but we see that softening a little bit. 3 liter boxes did exceptionally well during the holidays. Next slide. I'm sorry, during the pandemic. And then if we look at it from a regional standpoint, we've seen this pattern and it continues on even as we head into the 18, 19 months that we've been through a disruption in the business. And really we see that the Pacific and the Northeast side have geographic areas have suffered the most, especially in the on-premise, where we see the South Central and the South Atlantic coming back. And you can really see that on that left-hand side with the spirits growth, where you're seeing in the on-premise in the South Atlantic that spirits are up 23%. So that's really phenomenal growth as that's bouncing back and driving a lot of growth in the country. With that, that'll wrap it up for today, and we'll get to the important business of finding out who won today's battles.
All right. Well, Dale, thank you so much. Information is power, and you certainly gave us some great information. It's hard to believe we are at the end of the road. I know all of our finalists are literally chomping at the bit, as I am as well. But it's been wonderful. I have some good news before I get to it. Next year, we are going to be doing this live in person in Las Vegas. So I'm excited that this will be in person finally. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Vegas is a great city, and I will have a new restaurant open there by the time this event is. We have RPM Italian opening in the Caesars Forum Shops. So I will definitely bring the finalists to a dinner at RPM Italian at the Caesars Forum Shops. Okay, with that said, I am first going to announce the People's Choice Champion that all of our viewers had selected. So can I get a drum roll, please? Mezcal, Quiereme, Mucho. Congratulations, amigo.
Thank you.
We are so happy for you guys. I think the effort and the detail that goes into your product is really, really something special. So congratulations. The people have voted, and you were their choice. So when I'm in Mexico this winter, I will definitely come by your facility and check it out.
Please, you need to come to Huatulco. We are just in front of the beach. I'm just in front of the ocean. So you need to come and obviously be part of this family.
Okay, well, I'm going to take you up on that invitation. Okay, for sure, okay, for sure. So we have to now move on, and it is now the judge's choice for the brand battle champion. After weeks and weeks of hard work, perseverance, our WSWA 2011 brand battle tournament champion is, drum roll, Hatton Smith from Campesino Rum.
Come on.
Thank you.
A big congratulations. Any thoughts that you have right now you want to share with the people?
I'd just like to say thank you to all the people who participated, and I'm just very proud to be here representing rum. I think that, rum has a lot of bright future ahead of it, and I hope that Campesino is the brand to take it there.
Well, we had some tough judges, certainly very knowledgeable. They're some of the best in the business. They're amazing leaders, and they have spoken. So congratulations to you. I want to remind everyone awards will be mailed to you in the next few weeks. Again, I want to thank and congratulate all of our Brand Battle Tournament finalists, as well as the other contenders from this summer's tournament. We had so many amazing brands, amazing personalities that participated. Certainly, I hope to see them in the future. And I'd also like to thank our judges for all their thoughts, questions, feedbacks throughout the tournament. This was really valuable for all involved, whether they were a contender or certainly a viewer. There's a lot of people out there watching this who may want to start their own brand, who are interested in pursuing that entrepreneurial route. So we certainly appreciate all your expert feedback. And I hope you all had a wonderful experience throughout 2021 Brand Battle. Everyone viewing, all the contenders information can be found in the online Brand Battle directory. The link to the directory has been placed in the chat box, but it also can be found on the tournament website. And I'd like to make all of you aware, especially the members in the media who are in attendance, that there will be a Brand Battle Champion virtual press briefing following this broadcast. You will hear from today's champion about their experience and be able to ask more questions to support your reporting. You can find the link to this briefing in the chat box, or you can email alena@wswa.org for more information. That's alena@wswa.org. And I have to thank our sponsors. Without them, this wouldn't happen. 750 Beverage Media Group, thank you so much, as well as our other tournament supporters. You guys have been absolutely fabulous. And again, I mentioned that we are going to be in Las Vegas next year. More information will be mailed out in the next few weeks. I can't wait to see you all in person in Las Vegas. It's going to be great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This has been absolutely wonderful, and congratulations. We'll see you next year in Vegas, everybody. God bless you all. Have a great, great, great rest of the week.